Alright, so now let's do a problem that's a little bit harder. Let's say the problem given to us is something like m plus 2n to the 5th. So now you're probably thinking to yourself, what? I mean, doesn't one of these terms have to be a number? Wrong. Both of these terms can be variables. They don't necessarily have to be numbers, right? So what we do here with this problem is that we treat 2n as one term, right? So everything we do to our m, like if we were to have n to the 5th power, we're going to have the entire thing to the 5th power. We're going to have the 2 to the 5th power and the n to the 5th power. You don't just have the n to the 5th power. You have to include the 2. So let's just quickly do a little Pascal's triangle. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So since this is to the 5th power, and this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the row that we want. These are the coefficients. So the first, we write our coefficient, so that's 1, and then we have m to the 5th times 2n to the 0th. The exponents add up to 5, so let's move on to the next little chunk. Our coefficient is 5. 5m to the 4th times 2n to the 1st. Exponents add up to 5. Let's move on. Plus 10m to the 3rd times 2n squared. Next, plus 10m squared times 2n to the 3rd. Plus 5m to the 1st times 2n to the 4th. Plus 1m to the 0th times 2n to the 5th. Right? So now, simplifying this, we're going to have to start off with this. So this first term is just going to be m to the 5th, because this is just going to end up being 1 times 1, which is just 1. And we don't have to include that coefficient here. Now next, we have 2n to the 1st. So what we're going to have is we're going to multiply our 2 times our 5, so our coefficient is 10. 10m to the 4th. And then we have this n here. Plus 2 squared, that'd be 4 times 10, so 40 is our coefficient, m to the 3rd, and then we have n squared. I like to do the coefficients first, because I find that since they're the first thing to do, you should find the coefficients first, so you can write them down. I hope that made sense. Sometimes my brain works slower than my mouth. Alright, then we have 2 to the 3rd, that's 8. 8 times 10 is 80. We have m squared and n cubed. Plus, we have 2 to the 4th, that's 16. 16 times 5, I don't know what that number is. Quickly, right, that's 80. Right? Yes, 80. I had a moment of self-doubt there. 80 times m times n to the 4th. And then we have 2 to the 5th, that's 32, plus, wanted to separate it from here, plus 32, m to the 0 is 1, times n to the 5th. And that is our answer. And that's how you solve Pascal's triangle when you have one term that's a variable and it has a coefficient in front of it.